The Michigan Wolverines are your national champions. You can probably hear it behind me. The faithful of the Maize and Blue that came to Houston for this game, man, they are juiced, and deservedly so. They've waited for a long time for this national title, and I have to imagine it feels just a little bit more sweet with all the external circumstances, with all the adversity they have to go through on the field to get here. Like, this is a team that has been gritty the entirety of this season. They have earned their right to be called national champions. Y'all, we're at the national title game. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a minute of the content we got coming for you here. We got content here. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop after the national title game. We got content throughout the rest of the winter, the spring, and all the way until they start playing games again. So make sure to dive in. We appreciate y'all for that. When you talk about what this game was for Michigan, all the pressure was on them. Andy Staples and I talked about it on the pregame show this morning. Like, you had the external circumstances of people getting ready to say things about the sign stealing and about, they weren't really that team because they hadn't played an offense like Washington. Like, there were so many excuses built in for Michigan if they had lost as to why they weren't really that good in this spot. And it's one of those things where we're going to have to sit here and say, well, I guess we'll never actually know about those excuses because they don't have a leg to stand on anymore. Michigan has run the gauntlet, did it undefeated, did it against teams like Ohio State, like Alabama, and like Washington tonight. I mean, I don't think there's anything left to be said when it comes to anything that could take away from what this season has been for Michigan. When you look at the game that it was for Michigan, man, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't just the most efficient brand of football. Did a great job moving line of scrimmage early in the game. Then it got to a point where maybe you had to throw the football a little bit more. Maybe they got a little bit more slowed down in the run game. But as a whole, man, like, if you're Michigan, what it was good enough. Yet again, it was good enough. It was gritty. It was find a way kind of football. It wasn't just offensively either. It was defensively. Yeah, Washington had some of those spots they were able to get after them. But I think the key thing I watched in this game was the way that Michigan's defensive line was able to just bully that Joe Moore award-winning offensive line of Washington. That was the difference. You didn't have to blitz a corner, didn't have to blitz a safety, and they were still able to get after Michael Penix Jr. a little bit, speed up the shot clock. They made him uncomfortable, and that defensive back unit for them, Mikey Sanders still, Will Johnson, Josh Wallace, like those dudes battled. Sure, there was a little bit of physicality. It's a national title game. Of course, there's going to be some physicality. There's going to be a little bit of pushing and shoving back and forth throughout the duration of the play. But that's an NFL wide receiver room at Washington, and they gave them all they could handle and ended up hoisting the national title trophy because of it. So again, I want to make sure we say this one more time as I'm picking up Maize and Blue confetti here at NRG Stadium. There is no asterisk next to this when you talk about what Michigan did this season. Undefeated, won the Big Ten, beat Ohio State, beat Alabama, now beat the top offense in college football against one of the best, if not the best, quarterbacks in college football in Michael Penix Jr. They did it in high-scoring games, they did it in rock fights, they did it in overtime, and they did it ultimately tonight in the biggest stage the sport has to offer, the national championship game. J.J. McCarthy was, again, exactly what the doctor ordered. He didn't play flawless football, but he played championship-level football, made it happen with his legs, directed this offense, and made the plays they needed to make, honestly, to ultimately end up winning this thing. So, again, Michigan is your national champions. They left no doubt. Remember the Titan style. Make sure you're locked in. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And we will see y'all next time.